What is the impact of social media like Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, according to the science, on your mental health? 3 billion people, around 40% of the world's population, use social media, and according to some reports, we spend an average of 2 hours every day sharing, liking, and updating this device. This means that about 500,000 tweets and Snapchat photos are shared every minute. When social media has a big role to play in our lives, can we sacrifice our health and well-being as well as our time? Is the evidence really found? Because social media is still new to us, there are still quite firm conclusions. Most existing research relies on independent reporting, which is often not credible. And the majority of studies focus on Facebook. That is, this is a rapidly developing research area, and various clues are starting to emerge. BBC Future examined these scientific discoveries. First, stress. People use social media to fan everything from customer service to politics, but the disadvantage is that our uploads often resembles endless stress. In 2015, the researchers at the Washington, D.C. based Pew Research Center sought to find out whether social media causes more stress rather than reducing it. In a survey involving 1,800 people, women were mentioned more stressed than men. Twitter has found to be an important contributor because it increased their awareness of the pressure experienced by others. But Twitter also acts as a coping mechanism, and the more women use it, the less stress they get. The same effects was not found in men. The researchers mentions that more have a distant relationship with social media. Overall, the researchers concluded that the use of social media was associated with stress to a lesser extent. Second, heart discussion. In 2014, researchers in Austria found that the mood of their respondents was lower after using Facebook for 20 minutes than those who only surf on the internet. Studies show that people feel that way because they see it as a waste of time. Good or bad moods also spread among people on social media. According to researchers from the University of California, who assess emotional content from more than 1 billion status uploads from more than 100 billion Facebook users between 2009 and 2012. Bad weather increased the number of negative uploads by 1%, and researchers found that one negative upload of someone in a city that was often washed down by rain affected 1.3 others negative posts from friends who live in hot cities. The good news is that pleasant uploads have a stronger influence. It's inspiring more than 1.75 cheerful uploads. Whether a happy upload can encourage mood enhancement is not clear either. And then, worry. The researchers examined anxiety caused by social media, characterized by feeling of anxiety and worry, and difficulty sleeping and concentrating. A study published in the journal Computer and Human Behavior found that people who use 7 or more types of social media could suffer 3 or more anxiety symptoms than those who only use or until 2 social media. It is still unclear if and how social media causes anxiety. Researchers from Babes Bollier University in Romania reviewed existing research in the relationship between social anxiety and social networking in 2016. The results are still mixed. They concluded the further research was needed. And then depression. While a number of studies have found a link between depression and the use of social media, researchers is developing on how social media can truly be a tool for good intention and goals. 2 studies involving more than 700 students found that depressive symptoms such as low mood and meaningless and hopeless feelings were related to the quality of online interaction. The researchers found higher symptoms of depression among those who reported having more negative interactions. A similar study conducted in 2016 involving 1,700 people found the risk of depression and anxiety tripled among the people who used the most social media platform. The reasons their estimates, including cyber harassment, have a distorted view and leaves others and feel that spending time on social media is a waste of time. However, as BBC Future explored this month, scientists are also examining how social media can be used to diagnose depression, which can help people get treatment early. Researchers for Microsoft surveyed 476 people and analyzed their Twitter profile to look for depressive words, speech styles, relationship, and emotion. Then they developed a classification that could accurately predict depression before causing symptoms in 7 out of 10 cases. Last year, researchers from the University of Harvard Vermont analyzed 166 photos of people on Instagram to create a similar device and produce the same level of success. And then sleep. People used to spend their time at night in the dark, but we are surrounded by artificial lighting throughout the day and night. Researchers have found that this artificial light can inhibit the production of the hormone melatonin in the body, which makes it easy to sleep. And the blue light emitted by smartphone and laptop screen is considered the culprit. In other words, if you lie on a pillow at night checking Facebook and Twitter, your sleep will be restless. Last year, researchers from the University of Pittsburgh asked 1,700 people aged 18 to 30 years about their social media and sleep habits. The researchers found a link to sleep disorders and concluded that blue light was one of the causes. How often they log in and not how much time is spent on social media sites is thought to be a cause of sleep disturbance, which shows an obsessive or social media checking attitude as explained by researchers. Researchers say this problem can be caused by psychological arousal before going to sleep, and bright light from our device can inhibit rhythm. But they cannot be sure whether social media is causing sleep disturbance or whether those who are disturbed by sleep spend more time on social media. Although the opinion of a number of researchers states that writing poetry may be more difficult to prevent than smoking and alcohol, social media addiction is not included in manual diagnosis for mental health disorder. Mentioned social media is changing faster than scientists can follow. So various groups of typing to conduct studies of compulsive behavior related to their use. For example, scientists from the Netherlands have created their own scale to identify possible addictions. And if social media addiction does exist, it will be a type of internet addiction, and it is classified as a health disorder in 2011. Darius and Mark Griffiths from the University of Nottingham, Trent, in the UK analyzed 43 previous studies that examined the problem and concluded that social media addiction is a mental disorder that may require professional treatment. They found that overuse was related to relationship problems, poor academic performance, and lack of participation in communities not related to the internet. It was also included that those who are more susceptible to social media addiction include those who have alcohol dependency, those who are very close, and those who use social media as compensation for their lack of relationship in real life. And then confidence. Women's magazine and the use of low weight models and photo edited for a long time are called messing up young women's confidence. But at this time, social media with filters and lighting, as well as smart shooting angles in of concerned activists. Social media sites make half of their user dissatisfaction, according to a survey involving 1,500 people by disability support body Scope, and half of people aged 18 to 34 say it makes them feel unattractive. A study conducted in 2016 at Penn State University shows that seeing someone's selfie decreases self-confidence because users compare themselves to photos of happy-looking people. Researchers from Strathclyde University, Ohio University, and Iowa University also found that women compare themselves negatively to other women's selfies. But it's not only selfies that can reduce self-confidence. A study of 1,000 Swedish Facebook users found that women who spend more time on Facebook reported feeling less happy and less confident. The researchers concluded when Facebook users compare their life with those who others who appears to be more successful in their careers and happy relationship, they can feel that their lives are less successful compared to them. However, one limited study suggests that looking at your own profile, not someone else, might provide an increase in ego. Researchers from Cornell University in New York placed 63 students in different groups. For example, some sit with mirrors placed on a computer screen, while others sit in front of their own Facebook profile photos. Facebook has a positive effect on self-confidence compared to other activities that increase self-awareness. The researchers explain mirrors and photographs make us compare ourselves to social standards, while looking at our own profile on Facebook might increase self-confidence because it's easier to control how we present ourselves to the world. Next, soul welfare. In a 2013 study, researchers wrote messages to 79 participants 5 times a day for 14 days, asking how they felt and how they had used Facebook since the last message. The more time spent on the site, the worse they feel afterward. The more their satisfaction will decrease as time increases. But other research has found that For some people, social media can improve the welfare of their soul. Marketing researchers Jonah Berger and Eva Buzel found that emotionally unstable people seem to upload their emotions more often, which could help them gain support and rise after negative experiences. Overall, the impact of social media on welfare is ambiguous. According to a paper written by researchers from the Netherlands last year. However, they estimate that there is a clearer evidence of an impact on one group of people. Social media has negative effects on well-being for those who are socially more isolated. And then, relationship. If you've ever talked to a friend who was checking Instagram on his cell phone, you might be wondering what social media is having on people's relationship. Even the presence of a telephone can interfere with our interaction, especially when we talk about something important. According to a limited study, the researchers who wrote in Journal of Social and Personal Relationship assigned 34 couples who did not know each other to have a 10-minute conversation about an interesting event that happened to them recently. Each partner sits in a cubicle and half of them put their cell phone on the table. Those who often pick a cell phone are less convincing when asked to remember their interaction, have less meaningful conversation, and are reported to feel less close to their partners than others who have notebooks on their desks. Romantic relations are also not immune. Researchers at Club University in Canada conducted a survey of 300 people aged 17 until 24 years in 2009 on whether there was jealousy when using Facebook. The questions include how much do you feel jealous after your partner adds an unknown opposite-sex friends. Women spend more time on Facebook than men and are significantly more jealous when accessing them. The researchers included they felt Facebook's environment created this feeling and raised concern about the quality of their relationship. In a study involving 600 adults, jealousy, around a third said social media had made them feel negative emotion, mostly frustrated, and envy was one of the main causes. This is triggered by the tendency of compare their life with others, and the main cause is a photo of someone else who is traveling. Jealousy causes a jealousy vortex in which people act with jealousy by adding similar content that makes them jealous of their profile. However, jealousy is not destructive emotion. It often makes us work harder, researchers say. From the University of Michigan and the University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee, they asked 380 students to look at photos and posts from Facebook and Twitter that could cause jealousy, including uploads of expensive items, travel for holidays, and get engaged. But the type of jealousy found by researchers is benign jealousy, which they say causes people to work harder. And then lonely. A study published in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine last year surveyed 7,000 people aged 19 to 32 years and found that those who spend more time on social media has doubled in the risk of experiencing social exclusion, which included a low sense of taste social, lack of relationship with others, and undergo relationship with meaning. The researchers say Spending more time on social media can replace face-to-face interaction, but it can also make people feel alienated. Exposure to a very ideal depiction of their life of peers raises feeling of jealousy and mistaken belief that others are happier and have more successful lives, which might increase feeling of social exclusion. Conclusion? Okay, let's get it. It is very clear that there is not enough material to draw strong conclusions. However, the evidence points in one direction. Social media influences people differently depending on pre-existing conditions and personalities, like food, gambling, and many other temptations in modern times. It is possible for some individuals not to overuse, but at the same time, it could also be wrong to say that social media is universally a bad thing, because it clearly also brings many benefits to our life. You can read the original article in Is Social Media Bad for You? The evidence and the unknown for other articles in BBC Future. This information is taken from BBC News, BBC Future. Thank you. Goodbye.